What's going on? I'm here with Brianna and James, who we had the pleasure of doing a home edition here in Mira Mesa with.
We contracted GW to build us a master ensuite. We had a third kid and ran out of room and needed to make space for us.
Have you guys worked with any other contractors before?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, we have had one major other project.
Were there any other challenges in there?
Yeah.
Quite a few challenges.
You hear horror stories about contractors and stuff. Our first experience wasn't as smooth as this one was for sure. We were really happy to work with you guys.
Starting this project off, what concerns did you have moving forward?
Staying on budget and not taking too much time because we have small children, and making sure that things got done on time and we didn't blow all of our money.
What was most important to you when choosing a construction company?
I'd have to say the level of communication and detail. Our horror story one was not everything was written out. We didn't have a full understanding of what the scope of the work was. We knew what we wanted and what the final project was going to look like, but getting there wasn't explained as well as we would have enjoyed.
Before moving forward with us, what was it that made you choose us?
Friendliness, professionalism. I honestly, because of your age, was a little bit hesitant because I thought about the experience, but after actually understanding your experience and you guys growing up in the business and all the subs you have, being with you guys for such a long time, it was a no-brainer. Everything just aligned.
We chose GW over other contractors because, one, the reputation of the business and how long they've been in business, and two, the level of communication was beyond anything we could have asked for.
Describe GW in one or two words.
Reliable, committed, trustworthy.
Professional. I would describe GW. You just stole mine.
I know. I said the first time.
We're putting that in there.
Good dudes, man. Good dudes. I like the crew. I feel like we could relate. You know, it wasn't like I came home from work and, hey, bye. There was always a conversation at the end of the day, always checking up and, you know.
Was there anything that stood out on the first time we met?
Yeah, I feel like we had multiple other bids that came in, but you didn't know where you were spending your money. When we saw your bid, we could justify where every dollar was going. And I think your guys' bid was so detailed and so organized that it was pretty obvious where we were going as soon as we saw the bids. I mean, the level of detail and then the professionalism as well was there. We'd recommend GW to any of our friends. Anybody looking to do an ADU project or any type of addition or full remodel, absolutely.
I've already recommended GW in social spaces, Facebook and other things when people are asking for recommendations. So anyone who's asking for a recommendation, I'm going to talk about how detailed and awesome you guys were. We went through all of the things we wanted. You asked the right questions to get to the right place to give us a bid. And again, for me, always detail, because that's like how this works or doesn't work.
Working with GW on a day-to-day basis was pretty awesome. I mean, like I said, when I came home from work, they were always still here, had a good conversation, and I went over the scope of the work that was completed that day. Any questions that needed to be said or handled for the next day were taken care of right then and there.
I thought it was really good. Super responsive to stuff. Again, I asked a lot of questions, so I feel like they were all answered. At any point, if there was anything going on, you guys were super responsive in getting back to us or getting back with answers if you didn't know.
And the consistency too. I mean, once the project started, within a month, you could already see the shape of what was there, and that was pretty cool to see.
I didn't expect working on weekends and stuff, but it fast forwarded everything. I mean, at some point we were much ahead of schedule, which is unheard of, I feel like, in this world. So it was awesome.
It was good.
And you guys worked more than we expected. We didn't expect weekend work. We didn't expect, late nights. And I guess holiday, it was like you guys were on it every day and you were ahead of schedule, which is unheard of. So we're really grateful for that.
And it was the same crew. It wasn't like a rotating revolving door of different people in and out. You knew the guys that were on the job at any given time. And I knew most of them all by name by the end of it.
How did we handle unexpected issues or changes that popped up?
You were super flexible because we asked for a lot more while you were doing the job when we actually scoped in the beginning our bid. So thank you for being flexible. You were always, again, responsive and making sure that we were getting what we wanted out of the project. Again, I'm super thankful that you guys were as flexible as you were, because I know that putting in change orders later is a pain in the butt. We didn't really know what we wanted exactly like we thought we did, but then as we got into it, it was...
Yeah, it was that right there for sure, because every step of the way it was like Cliff's like, or you guys were, hey, this is what you guys talked about, but this is what it looks like in hard real life scope. This doesn't look right. And I think having somebody that understands and has done this job for a long time, that can kind of work out the kinks along the way. And I feel like we had a lot of those along the way. And Cliff was great about explaining how it would unfold in the process. And yeah.
Yeah, I think we had a lot of ideas and thought we knew what we wanted. But like I said, as you get into it, it's like, oh no, adjust.
plan on paper sometimes doesn't come out exactly. And
Yeah.
I think, being able to have those conversations on every step of the way is what made it a lot easier.
How has this project improved your daily life and peace of mind?
Lock the kids out of the rest of the house. It's perfect. Sauna's great.
Yeah, we have more space, which is like led to more peace, and we have just space to live. We had too much stuff with the amount of kids we have and the amount of things that we do, so it's just allowed us to spread out and get more comfortable.
Plus modernizing the master suite. I mean, the room we were living in before, it wasn't that it was a small room and, we had a bathroom in the bedroom, but, these houses all being built in the 50s. It's not ideal once you have kids. I mean, it was extremely tight spaces, and now I feel like we have exactly what we need and want, and that's perfect.
A walk-in closet.
Yeah. Sauna.
How do you guys feel about the finished result, and did it meet or exceed your expectations?
I'm very, very happy with the finished result. It exceeded our expectations. We saw it on paper, and in the end, it really does look like what the plans look like. So, GW did an amazing job, and super happy. Recommend it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you see a lot of renderings and drawings, and then you see the final product, and it's like, it's close. This one is pretty much spot on, exactly like what the renderings were. And yeah, couldn't be happier with the end product. It was GW crushed it. And again, if we ever did something again, big project, you guys would be the ones we'd be calling.